Right, 12 October 2024, and today I'm going to be giving you an update on everything that is taking place once again. And I'm sure most of you went to bed listening to me and you're waking again listening to me. But this is fine. This is how we do 24 hours a day. So I want to quickly take you through what has happened and the implications. As I said to you, this is a critical period. We're entering a critical period. Something big is about to happen. And I want to show you what happened yesterday and what it means. So yesterday, there was a launch of a book by former minister, former presidential guard, and former CIO head, Happyton Bonyongwe. And he launched this book in Borrowdale, and in attendance, or the guest of honor, was General Chiwenga. General Chiwenga spoke here. And what is happening is, in such events, you expect certain people to attend. But what happened yesterday was totally different. There was a total boycott of this event by 7 officials. So this is very significant. There was no one who is serving currently who was here. The only people that were here were people from the previous, let's say people who have retired, people who have quit, except probably for Matanga. I think I saw Matanga here. But most of the generals, PV Sibanda, Sanyatwe, did not attend. So these are the guys that attended here. And you can see that Oppah Muchinguri did not attend. And you had people from the past, like Nigel Chanakira was over here, Gideon Gono was there. And so let me show you Chanakira. I don't know why Chanakira was over here, but he was there. And we also had, as I said, Mnangagwa was over here. And as I said, Gideon Gono. This event was not attended by people that are expected to attend. People like Mohadi did not show up. So that's Mnangagwa and Gono, the former Reserve Bank governors. And this book is very interesting. It is a book about the period leading up to the departure of Mugabe, and also all the things that happened during the War of Liberation. So you would expect people to gather around, but they were not here. Factional fighting in ZANU-PF is growing, and it's tearing the party apart. So that is the book here, one among many, by the former Minister of Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, head of CIO, former Presidential Guard, Happyton Bonyongwe. But there was a massive boycott here by 7 officials. As the factional fighting is continuing within ZANU-PF, you can clearly see that people are afraid to be associated with General Chiwenga. General Chiwenga is in a critical period. He has to make a move. If he doesn't make a move, they are going to move on him. And they are going to move on him very, very emphatically. You can clearly see what is going to happen here. The people that are with General Chiwenga are looking up to him to make a decision, but he has not made a decision. He has not made a move. And the question is, why do I say he must make a move? He must make a move because the situation in the country totally gone to the dogs. The country is down in the dumps, and people expect change. Unfortunately, the change that you're getting is more of the same. You're getting more of the Mnangagwa family. You're getting more of the Mnangagwa dynasty. So these are the guys who are coming in. And as they come in, most of the generals who were there during the coup are gone. They're nowhere to be found. And eventually, the one person that is going to be left is General Chiwenga by himself. And this is clear. There's no question about what is happening here. We are slowly seeing the isolation of General Chiwenga and a challenge for him to make a move. So this is the whole idea. These guys want him to be on one side and make a move, and they are ready for him. So this is what I see here. I see this as an attempt to force his hand, as people who are with him are less and less. These are people not in government. There is no one here who is in this place who has got influence. The guys who are here, they are all former something, and they are not powerful people in government. And the people that are in government or in positions of power are not here. So there's no one who wants to openly associate himself with General Chiwenga. So that's my assessment of what happened yesterday. A show of support from Mnangagwa by most of the guys who are currently serving, and generally trying to show that they're not with Chiwenga. I don't know if this is just at the front, but what we're seeing now in public is that most of the people don't want to be associated with the Chiwenga group. They're afraid of being associated with the Chiwenga group. They would rather be away, or they would rather associate with Mnangagwa. That is what has happened, and that is how I see it here. You saw that Sanyatwe went here, and that was clearly a show of support from Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa yesterday was presiding over a graduation ceremony at the Harare Institute of Technology, and so there's no excuse for most of these guys not to be here, but they did not show up as a way of not being called a supporter of Chiwenga. That goes for almost every one of the government officials, the technocrats, or the administrators in government. They did not show up here. So this is something to watch. Chiwenga needs to build a team, as I said, and I don't think he has managed to build a team as yet. But let me show you the speech. Let's see if the speech is uploaded here. Okay, the speech is not uploaded. What I'm going to do is, later on, I'm going to put it on one of our platforms. Chiwenga spoke here. Bonyongwe himself spoke here at this event and explained why he has written a book and why he's going to be writing a second book. So that is Happyton Bonyongwe here. He left the CIO in 2017. At that time, he was now a minister. So he was a minister, head of CIO, and then previously presidential guard. So he was presidential guard at 30 years old. You can check out the pictures here in this book. And also, I'm going to upload a few of these pictures on Gambakwe. So I see this as an isolation of Chiwenga, or a strategic move not to reveal who is with him. So the factions that currently exist, they are all playing their cards very close to their chest. But Oppah Muchinguri has revealed herself. Monica Mchangwa has revealed herself. And the only person that is left right now is Chiwenga. Chiwenga on one side, as I said, and the rest of the guys on the other side. And then let's see what he's able to do with the generals, because the generals cannot be on the side of Mnangagwa with what's happening. So let's see if Chiwenga and the generals are able to push through a plan which will lead to Chiwenga taking over. Because as I said, Chiwenga is next in line. But if he's not careful, he will not be able to take over this position of president. It will not be handed to him. He has to fight to become the president of Zimbabwe. There is no one who become Zimbabwe president through being handed the position. It has never happened. And you will never see it. You will never see Chiwenga becoming a president with a handover. That won't happen. And himself, Chiwenga, he says people should write books, right? I don't think Chiwenga has himself written a book about his own history. For example, what do you know about Chiwenga right now? What do you know about Chiwenga's first wife, Loretta Jones? For example, if I ask anyone right now to Google Loretta Jones, do you know who she is? So most people don't know. And these are some of the most interesting things about Chiwenga. Do you know about his personal life, his history in the struggle, where he went to school, what he thought when he was going to Mozambique, how he got married, how his two sons ended up in the UK, how he experienced the life during Mugabe's days. So it's not just other war veterans. It's also himself, Chiwenga. He needs to write a book, and how he felt when he went, or he felt sick. Do you see how much can be written about Chiwenga, but himself has not written a book? And eventually, I foresee a big fight, which, if he's not careful, he's going to lose, especially given the fact that the people around him are not influential. They are not people that can be said they control the government. So the people that currently control the government are not coming out in the open in support of Chiwenga at a critical moment when he is almost taking over. We are just a few years away, if things are normal, from a Chiwenga government. So I expect a lot more people to be taking risks and coming out in the open in support of Chiwenga, but that is not happening. All you're seeing right now is the people that have already left government. So that is clear. People who are currently serving government, terrified of being associated with Chiwenga. And I saw some people trying to make a lot of this, to say that the generals were together and they attended at Chiwenga's house. I don't think this is what it means. What I think is, it just means that less people are now putting themselves around Chiwenga, and he has to do something. He has to strategically shift what he's doing and convince people that he is able to protect them. And that is where I think there's a problem. People don't feel secure. They don't feel protected if they are going to be coming out in support of Chiwenga. And eventually someone else is going to emerge within ZANU-PF who is going to eventually take over, or they'll push out Chiwenga. And that would be a massive loss for him because he has done so much groundwork already. Now, I think I've given you guys enough on this. I'm going to put up these pictures and I'm going to put up the video on Gambakwe platforms later on today. Now, let's go to news. I want to give you some news. And I want to start with what's happening in Mozambique, as usual. So the results for Mozambique are going to start coming out today. So I'm going to start seeing the actual district results from Mozambique today. I'm in touch with the guys from Sekuru Venanzia Mondlane's party, and I'm sure that we'll be able to talk to him very soon. Yesterday, as I said, they were traveling. So he has threatened to launch a massive strike if they announce Frelimo as the winners. And this is going to happen. If anyone announces Frelimo's candidate as the winner, they're going to launch a massive strike because that would be rigging. And the Mozambique electoral body has said if he has got proof that he's won, he must provide that proof. And they're saying that right now, they're just taking what he's saying as a joke. They're saying that they're taking it as a just someone saying something, but they don't want to say anything. Today, we're going to start seeing those results, and it's going to be very, very interesting. Mozambique, under a president like Venanzio Mondlane, is going to do so well. You need more security here. That is the issue. Security is very weak in Mozambique. The guys have not done a good job of training an army, a powerful army. So Mozambique, that has been their biggest problem. That country is massive. It's got so much wealth. It's richer than any country that you know. And it's massive. It's so big that it's difficult to control. And that is why we need a new president that is strategic, that is able to put in place financially a system. Mozambique doing very, very well. And all the metrics in Mozambique are going well. For the past 4 months, the economy has been improving, inflation has been falling, and there is massive penetration of financial services. Mining is growing, tourism is growing, even in the middle of the war. So what we expect is a new president that is going to guide this country. And most of these guys are now post-independence. So all the candidates here are post-independence, and especially the very charismatic Venanzio Mondlane is doing very, very well. And I can't hype him even more than I've been hyping him. So let's see what happens today. I'll be giving you those updates as we go. And then in Chipinga, there is a massive story that has happened. There has been a change, a baby exchange. So a child was born at Chipinga Hospital as a boy. And then the next day, the mother woke up and the baby was a girl. So that is a story that is developing in Chipinge. You can go check that story out in the Manika Post. So let's explain what happened here. So there is a woman here called Miss Cynthia Masocha. She delivered a baby on September 21 at Chipinge Rural District Hospital through normal birth. She was assisted to deliver the baby by Blessing Mutimbu, after which the baby was allegedly raised in front of her and to confirm that it was a boy. The following morning, Masocha met with more than she had bargained for when she got a visit from her husband, and her husband did not check whether the child was a boy or a girl. I don't know if that is standard. If you visit your wife, you check if the boy is a boy or a girl. But Mr. Tawonga Masi visited his wife and held the baby and then gave back the baby. That was on September 22. When she woke up to change the nappy, she found out that the baby was now a girl. And there is now a DNA taking place. Is it traditional? Is it a swap? What happened? No one knows. So amazing story there in the Manika Post newspaper. So a DNA, as I said, is going to be taking place, and no one knows whether this happened traditionally, magically, or if someone else took the baby, and how it happened. Given the fact that this baby in that hospital, only 3 women gave birth that day, and she's the only one who delivered a boy. So it's very easy to check. It's not as if it's difficult. It's easy to check what happened because the other 2 women will just be checked, and they don't have the boy. So what happened? Mystery upon mystery at Chipinge Hospital, and this is something that we are going to be following closely. So Manika Post doing very, very well. And then I want to go to Botswana. So let's go to Botswana. Let's see what is happening in Botswana. So in Botswana, the presidential election preparations are underway, and we've got a new candidate, a charismatic BMD president, Rev Thuso Tiego. You remember he gave an ultimatum for President Masisi to step down, and I broadcast that live on the day when it happened. This is one of the most charismatic and well-known candidates. The question is, can he win? Because he doesn't have a base, he's going to be using other political parties to campaign and also to contest. So very interesting. I'll also be following the Botswana elections and see what happens over there. And then we have the story of a referee in Zimbabwe has been banned for 5 years. He's also been fined over $100,000 for throwing a match in favor of Dynamos. So Dynamos guys continuing their corrupt tendencies. They have, what they did was during the match, they gave the referee $500 cash from the stands, and he was found, he was seen. And after he was seen, then he threw the match in favor of Dynamos, and this is what has resulted in him being banned. Right, I want to end with Miekles, the company called Miekles. There is a firing that has taken place. So Miekles announced the dismissal of their CEO, and you can see the details here. I'm going to upload this on Gambakwe. This is a massive thing. They've put him now down to TM. He's now going to be the managing TM. So fired from Miekles, the company. So Miekles Limited is listed in the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, owners of Tanganda and all those other companies. And at one point, they went into partnership with Nigel Chanakira. So that man has been fired or he's been demoted. He's now at TM Supermarket. So if you know much about TM and Miekles, that is what has happened. Obert Masaraure, charges against him, murder charges have been dropped. And I think one more thing, if you're looking for a job, duty officer at the SAA desk in Zimbabwe, they're looking for a duty officer over there. So that is the advert there. I'm going to put all these adverts on Gambakwe, and I do it on a daily basis. If you just go there, you'll see that most of the pictures that I'm sharing with you, I'll be putting them up there. Now, let's quickly look at the comments and see what people are saying. Mkoma says, why are they afraid of a very old man with no future? I don't think they're afraid. I just think structurally, if you're going to be president, you need to be very strong. And you need to have information, and you need to have a team. So take, for example, Venanzio Mulane, right? You see, Kuti Gambakwe is talking to Venanzio Mulane. Do you know why? Because these guys have a system of information. They know everything that is happening in Africa. They know who is who. They're not just talking to guys in media. They're talking to guys in military. They're talking to guys in many other sectors. And I think General Chiwenga is very comfortable under Mnangagwa. And that is very dangerous. I don't think you can be president if you're that comfortable. Venanzio Mandlane had to leave Renamo 3 or 4 months ago. I think a few months ago, and he had to move to a different party. If you're going to be president, you must be willing to live wherever you are. And as I said, you cannot be president from a vice president. You have to be out of the system. You must feel the cold, and then you come and become a president. That is where Chiwenga is in a tight spot. People are not comfortable working with the vice. They are afraid of the top. And that is where Chiwenga has to find a way of either being the top or getting out from under Mnangagwa. And this is very, very clear to me. There's no doubt in my mind about what needs to happen if Chiwenga is going to become president and a powerful president. He has to be willing to depart from that place where he is, which is under Mnangagwa. And then Brian Lehman says, why do you entertain international journalists? It's my job. My job. Brian, if you come to me right now and you say, I've got a story, I'm going to give you a platform. You will not believe the people that I talk to behind the scenes. There is no person on this earth that I will not talk to. And I mean it. If Collins Mnangagwa was to call me right now, I'll talk to him. There's nothing wrong. I talk to everyone. And then Mkoma Chiwenga says, the country must be, have a DNA bank starting right from birth. I agree. The NAST is a good place to start so that everyone who is given birth, they have a DNA over there. And then Sanyatwe is not Chiwenga's friend. I don't think it's about friendship. I think it's about who's with the power. If people consider Chiwenga very powerful, they would all go there. But at the moment, it's very dangerous to be associated with Chiwenga. You saw what happened, as I said, to Tatenda. She was just thrown out into the cold when they believed that she was working with Chiwenga. And I got that call to say, do you know that Tatenda is doing work for Chiwenga? So imagine if you just wake up and you're driving along and your tire gets out of your car. The next time, do you think someone is going to want to be associated with Chiwenga? So what Chiwenga needs to do is to show that he's powerful, he's able to protect these people. Because when you become president, you should be able to protect people. You should be able to protect people from harm. And people should know that if you make a call, all their problems will go away. The moment it's not like that, your problems will become your problems. And this is what people want. They want the assurance that the man is strong enough to take over. And when he takes over, he's going to remember them. That is what people want. But at the moment, the people around Chiwenga are dropping. Kubatwa say Ishwa, they are dropping left, right, and center. And eventually, they are going to just take him out. That is what is going to happen. And this is not to be scaremongering. Zimbabwe is geographically the best country to become a first world country in the whole of Africa. 2 hours from every place. but with the highest density of minerals, the most educated people, and infrastructure that is existing just needs to be repaired. Zimbabwe will become a first world country before any other country because of these factors. It's so ready, and that is why you saw the guys who were in colonialism made Zimbabwe the capital. Everything is right there together. It's like God created Zimbabwe to succeed. The only thing we have is poor leadership. Mnangagwa. That is the problem that we have right now. Mnangagwa is the problem. If Mnangagwa is gone, you see how our country is going to do. It's going to do very, very well. We're all going to go back to our own country and stop bothering people in their countries. Right, I think I've covered everything, and I'm overdoing it. I was here last night for the whole 1 hour, and today I'm down here again for 25 minutes. So let's bring this to an end. I'll be back tonight. I want to look at what has happened at the Harare Institute of Technology. Mnangagwa has done it again. He has done some mock railway line. I think he's got the idea, but the problem with Mnangagwa is his vision is very small. Guys, if we remove Mnangagwa from office and put a new leader, our country is going to do well, because the man does not have a vision. Mnangagwa always thinks small things, small, tiny ideas. He doesn't have big ideas. If I was the president, I would never allow myself to walk near that thing, the Harare Institute of Technology, that Mnangagwa walked near to. That is embarrassing. On the day that Elon Musk launched the most advanced robots, with the president walking next to a toy. That is what happened yesterday, and I'm going to be unpacking that tonight. I'm very interested and passionate about rail, but even more, I'm more passionate about planned cities, planned city for the military, 2 houses, each soldier. You can easily do those kind of things. High-speed rail, the infrastructure is already in place, metro rail, and Victoria Falls as a massive capital city for Zimbabwe. Gweru is a hub for all of our country, 2 hours from each place. There's so much to be done, but what is needed is the vision, and that vision is lacking. Mnangagwa. So I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and I'll see you again today later at 9:10. Thank you very much.